Well, time for a new project today, and we're going to buff and wax Edna. We've already washed her, and we haven't really done much of this in the couple of years we've had her. We've washed her a couple of times, but we've never really done a good buff and wax, and so we don't really know how good the paint is. It looks pretty dull and oxidized, so we think it will probably shine up and look nice. I think it'll be good to wax it regardless, just so that the paint's a little bit better protected. It has plenty of places where the paint is chipped off, or there's maybe cracks in the fiberglass. So, places like this where something has rubbed on it. So certainly not going to be perfect. We think this is probably the original paint job, and it's over 45 years old now. But we thought it would be good to get her looking maybe a little better and put some wax on to help protect it and just keep it from getting any worse up until the point maybe we get around to doing a new paint job. So for the project, we got oxidation remover. So I've been really happy with Meguiar's products, and so we decided to use this one. This is what they call number 49, and they have a number of different types of kind of polishing compounds like this. This is, it says heavy duty cleaner. From what I've read, this is really kind of a light polishing paste type of material. It's a pretty liquidy type of thing. So I think it has maybe just a little bit of polishing compound, enough to take off the oxidation. So we're going to use this to do the polishing. And then after we do the polishing, we will do the Meguiar's flagship premium marine wax. So some of the research we've done on this is that especially on the fiberglass material, this marine wax does a nice job of shining it up and protecting it. I think it'll work fine on the aluminum parts also. So this is the plan for our polishing and waxing. The tool I have is this guy. So I've gone with a 6-inch polishing pad. Some of the videos I've watched, people use a wool polishing pad, which I think is probably better than foam, but no place in the town I live in seems to have a 6-inch wool polishing pad. So I'm going to go with this, and we'll see how it works. I've used foam polishing pads for other vehicles with this same polisher, and they seem to work fine. And so this is a Torque, I think it's a 10FX random orbit polisher, and it has variable speed, so you can kind of adjust the speed. I'm going to start off at relatively low speed and then kind of work up a little bit to higher speed when I get to the wax. But we'll see how it goes. I haven't really done a vehicle this big before, and I'm by no means an expert at doing polishing and things. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so I have buffed this part, and I had tape right here, and I can see a really distinct line between the area that I did the polishing on using the oxidization remover stuff. And this feels very smooth. You can see the line there. This feels rough. So definitely a distinct difference between the area that we're polishing and the kind of coach after being under the cover and exposed to the weather for who knows how long. So definitely getting some improvement. Still lots of blemishes and things, and so can't really do anything about that. So obviously not going to be perfect, but I think it's working and making improvements. All right, time to do some waxing. So I've got the wax. I put on a little finer foam pad for the wax. I should have mentioned it earlier before I started using all of the grinder, but hearing protection, always a good idea. And then I think the wax will discolor the rubber around the windows. We make it white basically if I get wax on it, and so I put a little tape around the windows to help prevent that as I do the waxing. So buffing is done, time to do some waxing. Well, we are done with this side, and it went pretty well. Definitely a lot of work. I think my shoulders are going to be sore tomorrow. I kept track of the time from when we started. We've spent about 3 hours getting this side and some of the back done. We still need to do the front, and we need to do the other side. I won't bore you with the details because basically the process is the same. We're going to polish the sides, and then we're going to do the wax. The coach now feels kind of slick and very smooth, so I'm really pretty pleased with how it's turned out. I think just as we're using it and as it get dirty and things, it'll clean up much nicer now that it's been waxed. So I think it looks good. The project has been quite a bit of work, but I think total we'll have probably 6 to 8 hours, something like that, into doing the whole thing. And if I include the washing at the beginning to, get ready to do the buffing and the waxing. So definitely a all-day weekend job, but I'm pretty happy with the results. And even though you can't really see, I think the color of our coach doesn't really pop or stand out when it's all polished up, but looking at it kind of myself and feeling it and seeing the reflection of things that are sitting around the coach, I'm pretty happy with the results. So big project, but well worth it.